Good morning, everyone. In today's lecture, we are going to continue with illustration 15 that we have started in the previous lecture. The first lecture for illustration 15, the sum was halfly done in the last lecture, and today we are going to continue with the same. Chapter 6 that we have been doing for so many days, almost a week. You should watch this video lecture you should watch this video lecture till end for complete and better understanding. This is what I repeat in each and every video lecture. This is what I instruct, because if consistency is maintained, things get easy to understand. If you haven't watched the first lecture of illustration 15, there is no question of watching the second lecture, because you are not going to understand anything if you have not studied the previous lectures, which is a very natural thing. Yes? So illustration 15 in your textbook, page number 234, the second lecture. Obviously, this is the illustration which consists the balance of current accounts. The previous two illustrations that we have understood did not have any balances of current accounts in the given question, in the given balance sheet or old balance sheet, if I can say. Alright, and I have already explained that you are supposed to prepare current accounts in this sum. Yes? Let us quickly revise whatever we have done so far. So illustration 15, page number 234, you should have your textbook, a writing book and other essentials while you watch this video lecture. We have prepared necessary accounts. We have obtained old ratio, which is 3:2:1. We have also prepared necessary accounts, and we have recorded the opening balances. We have also solved the first and second adjustment. We have obtained a gaining ratio, of course. That means we are already done with adjustment number 6. 1, 2 and 6. So we'll start from adjustment number 3. This is your old balance sheet given to you in the question. Then you have adjustments, and we are going to start from third adjustment as we have done first, second and sixth. Okay, I'll read it. Bad debt reserve on debtors is to be kept at 15%. Check your question. What is the amount of debtors in the old balance sheet? Debtors 26,000 is given. So please use your calci. How much is the amount of bad debt reserve to be kept? 15%. So 26,000 into 15 by 100. So the bad debt reserve required is 3,900, being 15% of 26,000. I'll repeat. The adjustment says bad debt reserve on debtors is to be kept at 15%. Let us check what is the amount of debtors. Debtors is 26,000. 26,000 and 15% for that is 3,900. Now if you will check on the credit side of your balance sheet, in the given question, you already have bad debt reserve worth rupees 8,000. And how much is the amount that you are supposed to keep? 3,900 only. So how much in excess you have? Let us obtain the difference, that is 8,000 minus 3,900. So 4,100 is extra. So that 4,100 is not required now. Why? Because only 3,900 is required to be kept. And we already have bad debt reserve of rupees 8,000. So the amount of difference 4,100 is to be credited in revaluation account. If you will see here, there is a revaluation account prepared on credit side by bad debt reserve account 4,100, and that is 8,000 minus 3,900. I request you all, please ignore in case if there is any sound appearing, any background noise. Your focus, your concentration should be in the sum that we are doing. We got nothing to do with other noises appearing in the background. Yeah, so let us check the other effect for this. Debtors are to be recorded in balance sheet. The new balance sheet will find out the second effect for this. Yes, debtors, you can see inner column they've written 26,000 and they have deducted 3,900 as bad debt reserve. 3,900 is the 15% for 26,000, which is 22,100. Which was the first effect? It was in revaluation account on credit side by bad debt reserve account 4,100. Why we have written it on credit side? Because the amount available for bad debt reserve was higher compared to what is required to be kept. We are supposed to keep only 3,900 and 8,000 is available. So the excess amount is not required, and this is the reason that amount has been credited in revaluation account. Alright, we are done with the third adjustment. Moving towards fourth adjustment. This is a new adjustment. Discounted bills receivable of rupees 1,300 which is dishonored on due date 31/3/17. No amount is received from the debtors. Discounted bills receivable of rupees 1,300 is dishonored. Whenever a bills receivable is dishonored, that simply means that the amount of bill was not recovered. So this is a loss. Loss is recorded on debit side of revaluation account. Page number 235 in your textbook, otherwise on the screen. In revaluation account and on debit side, you can see to bank account 1,300. In bracket it is written dishonored bills receivable. Why they have written to bank account? Because the amount of bill was not received. Yes? Discounted bills receivable, that particular amount was supposed to be received by bank. Yes? And that is not received now. So this is a loss. 1,300 is not received. So this is the first effect. Second effect, let us check in your balance sheet. New balance sheet. You can see cash in bank 3,000 was the opening balance. 3,000 is given in the old balance sheet. From this we have deducted 1,300. Why? Because the amount of bill was not received. I mean the bill was dishonored. Okay? You also have a journal entry for this on page number 236 of your textbook. You can see there are two optional entries over there. We have chosen the second one. It is revaluation account debit 1300 to bank account 1300. Yes, we have chosen this for the effect in revaluation account. The previous journal entries are given for the purpose of understanding. Okay, fine then. Let us check which is the next adjustment. Fifth adjustment. Goodwill of the firm is valued at rupees 60,000. This is the new value of goodwill. From this you are supposed to obtain the share of retiring partner. Who is the partner retiring? Ram is the person who retires. The last person. What is their old ratio? It is 3:2:1. Yes, we have obtained this in first video lecture of illustration 15. I have taught you how to obtain the same. So Ram's share in goodwill. How do you obtain this? Let us check the working notes. Yes. Calculation of goodwill and its effect. Second working note, if you will see. Goodwill receivable by Ram. What is the new value of goodwill? 60,000. What is his share in profit? It is 1/6. How? 3:2:1. 3 plus 2, 5 plus 1, 6. So 1/6. 60,000 into 1/6 equals to 10,000. So Ram is supposed to be given 10,000 by the existing partners, that is Gopi and Krishna, in gaining ratio. But while calculating gaining ratio, we have observed a point here that Krishna does not gain, nor does she sacrifice. So Gopi is the one who gains. So the entire share of goodwill will be given by Gopi to Krishna. And just because we have prepared current accounts in this sum, the effect of goodwill will be given in partners' current accounts and not capital accounts. Whenever you prepare capital accounts and current accounts in the same sum, you cannot write anything except the capital and additional capital in capital account. All the other things that you used to write in capital accounts are to be written in current accounts, partners' current accounts. After writing down the opening balances of partners' current accounts. Alright? Make sure you don't forget this point. So now the journal entry. Journal entry for the payment of goodwill. Gopi's current account debit 10,000 to Ram's current account. See, instead of capital account, it is written current account here. Why? Because we have prepared current accounts. Yes? Now let us check the posting for this. Krishna does not appear anywhere in the picture of goodwill. Why? Because Krishna does not gain. She does not even sacrifice. So posting is in partners capital accounts, current accounts of course, once we have written their opening balances. Now please check on credit side of partners current accounts, page number 235 of your textbook, otherwise on the screen. You can see by Gopi's account, into bracket they have written goodwill and amount is in the column of Ram. Same on debit side, to Ram's capital account. To Ram's account. Sorry for inconvenience. It is to Ram's account 10,000, not capital account. It was just by mistake. To Ram's account amount in the column of Gopi 10,000. Okay, so this was the posting for goodwill. Let us check which adjustments do we have ahead. Okay, the last adjustment, they have just given new ratio and which is already done. So which is the next step now, that you are going to check your balance sheet and you will record the remaining. I mean the assets and liabilities which do not have adjustments attached with them. So in your question, on liabilities side, there is capital accounts first of all. Yes, we have already written the balances, opening balances of capital accounts in partners capital account. Here it is. Okay. On credit side, you can say by balance brought down 30,000, 20,000 and 30,000. Then we have the balances of current accounts for Gopi and Ram. We have also written this on credit side of current accounts. And we have written on debit side for Krishna. You can see to balance brought down, and on credit side by balance brought down. Then contingency reserve, workman compensation fund, investment fluctuation fund. Now if you will check investments, that is a hidden adjustment. Investments given on asset side, the book value is 40,000 and market value is 15,000. So we are supposed to record the market value, which is 15,000 from 40,000. That means the new value of investments is 15,000. So what is the amount reduced? 25,000. So decrease in the value of an asset is always recorded on debit side of revaluation account. So how much amount has decreased for investments? 25,000. And what is the amount of reserve that we have? Check in your old balance sheet. See, you can see investment fluctuation fund 15,000 is given. What is your loss? 25,000. So 25,000 minus 15,000. What is the loss now? It is 10,000 only. Yes. So this is going to get recorded on debit side of revaluation account. 10,000. And the new value of investments in new balance sheet as 15,000. Okay. Fine. Let us deal with the contingency reserve and workman compensation fund. Now as I said, reserves and accumulated profit loss are to be distributed among partners in their old ratio. So by now you know this very well. You are going to credit these balances in their old ratio in partners current accounts, not capital accounts. Here you can see current accounts credit side, contingency reserve and workman compensation fund in old ratio, all the three partners. This is not a new concept, so there is no need to repeat this again and again. By now you should be aware of this. Then creditors, we are already done with bad debt reserve. So the only thing left is creditors. Creditors, there is no adjustment. So it is going to be written as it is in the new balance sheet as 23,000. Okay? Yes, 23,000 as it is. Fine then. Let us check it on asset side. Goodwill, the old value of goodwill. This is also a new, this is also not a new thing. This is to be written on debit side of partners' current accounts in their old ratio. I repeat, it is to be written in partners' current accounts and not capital accounts. Current accounts debit side, you can see two goodwill 750, 500 and 250. Alright, then this was the old value of goodwill. Trademark is done, machinery is done, investments is done, stock as it is to be written in the new balance sheet, debtors, cash and current account of Krishna is already done. Stock is to be written as it is in the new balance sheet because it does not have any adjustment. Alright. So finally we are done with everything, and now the step is that you are supposed to total this account. So starting with revaluation account, the total of debit side of revaluation account is higher compared to the total of credit side. What does that mean? That means there is loss on revaluation. Whenever the total of credit side is higher, it is profit, and whenever the profit of debit side is higher, it is loss. Profit or loss is to be distributed among partners in their old ratio always. Yes? So you can see on credit side by partners current account, not capital account. The loss has been written off among all the partners in their old ratio. Is that clear? Alright, so this is going to get transferred in partners' current accounts. Yes? In partners' current accounts, you can see on debit side it is written to revaluation account. 6,000, 4,000 and 2,000. Alright? Fine. Then comes the step for totaling current accounts of partners. So starting with the retiring partner, the total of credit side of Ram's current account is higher compared to the total of debit side. So 23,500 minus 250 and 2,000 gives you 21,250. This amount is to be given to Ram. Yes, this is the balance of current account of Ram, which is to be credited in his capital account. 21,250. Yes, this is the reason it is written to Ram's capital account 21,250. This is to be transferred in his capital account. Why? Because the amount of capital is also to be given to Ram along with the balance of current account. So still this is not the final balance payable to Ram. That is the reason this amount is to be transferred to partners' capital accounts. You can see in partners' capital accounts it is written by Ram's current account. The same amount 21,250 which has been transferred from partners' current accounts. Yes? Talking about the other two partners. The total of whichever side is higher is to be written on both the sides. Let us check for Gopi. Debit side I am talking about, it is 750 plus 10,000 plus 6,000. Yes? And on credit side it is 8,000 plus 6,000 plus 4,500. The total of credit side for Gopi is higher. So the amount of difference is written on debit side. 1,750. Now this again is not a new concept. The balance of current account. 1750 balance carried forward. I am talking about Gopi. The answer is on debit side, so in balance sheet it is to be written on liabilities side, that is credit side. You can see current account of Gopi 1750. Then talking about Krishna, the total of debit side for Krishna's column is higher. It is 9,000. So 9,000 minus 7,000, which is the total of credit side. So the amount of difference is on credit side for the column of Krishna by balance carried forward 2,000. Now here the answer is on credit side. So in balance sheet it is to be written on debit side. You can see asset side, the very last thing mentioned, current account of Krishna 2,000. Is that clear? Always remember, whenever you prepare current accounts, this is the pattern you will follow for totaling. And now onwards, the long sums that we are going to do further in video lectures, I won't be teaching you how to total accounts in each and every sum. It is your responsibility now. This is for the last time that we are learning how to total this account, how to tally balance sheet. Okay? From the further lectures, we are not going to do that. You will be doing it on your own. And if you don't remember, then repeatedly you should watch the video lectures and you should learn it. Fine then. Capital accounts of partners. It is to be done as it is. As it is done in each and every sum, Okay, let us talk about Ram first. The amount of capital is 30,000 and the balance of current account is 21,250. So what is the total payable amount? 51,250 minus, there is nothing on debit side, so again 51,250. Now in your given question, they have not instructed that amount is to be paid in cash or what. So whenever nothing is instructed about the payment, you are always supposed to keep it as a loan. So it is written on debit side to Ram's loan account 51,250. The second effect for this, liabilities, new balance sheet, liabilities side, Ram's loan 51,250. Why we have put it as a loan? Because nothing is instructed whether the amount is whether the amount is to be paid in cash or not. So in such case, you always write it as, you put it as loan. About remaining two partners, obviously the closing balance of capital, you are going to do it the way you do in every sum. The closing balance of capital is 30,000 and 20,000 respectively, which is to be transferred in new balance sheet. Yes? Finally, the last step, that your new balance sheet, the one which is prepared after retirement of a partner, should tally, which simply means that the total of both the sides of balance sheet should be identical, should be same. Alright? And below you have all these working notes, journal entries. Finally, your homework. Your homework for today is that you are going to revise sum number 6 and also illustration 13, again sum number 7, also illustration 14, and illustration 15 we have completed it. So you are supposed to do the entire sum. The sum should be complete in your fair books by now. I mean in homework. Till next lecture. Alright, so we'll see you all soon in the next lecture. Till then, stay home and stay safe, and of course study well.